Hey, this is the Entertainment Advice Channel, where I want to talk about today is the topic of the top 5 ways you can make a good movie for beginners. So for this video, I'm going to discuss for people who are new to filmmaking and stuff, the top 5 things you have to take in consideration if you want your movie to be enjoyable for other people to consume, when you are starting to make movies, for not just now, but for the future, if it's something you want to do with your life. So if you're interested in knowing the top 5 things you have to take in consideration the most, if you want people to actually watch your movies, then watch this video in order to find out. And trust me, you won't be disappointed. So now that I mentioned that, let's get started. So when it comes to the first of the top 5 tips to make a good movie, especially for beginners, is to have something referred to as good aesthetics. So now the obvious question that's going to come up is that what exactly is good aesthetics? Good aesthetics just simply means, in short, just means something that looks good, okay? Just whether it be a character design that looks actually appealing to people, like a character who has on a suit of armor, a black suit of armor that has maybe flame designs or something on it, or something from like the chest, or or maybe some other flame designs for arms, whatever, yada yada yada. The point is that you have to figure out what are good aesthetics people find actually that look good for not just the character, but for the background of the movie, okay? Because for the character, obviously you're focusing on making them look really cool in like a really flashy, cool, maybe even if you want to use the term, dark, edgy type way, for that matter, okay? And for the rest of the movie, the background of the movie, of course, shit, you want the background of the movie to look very flashy and beautiful, and of course sunny. This is one of the tips to make a good background, okay? Because the truth of the matter is, when people watch movies, they want something known as escape, okay? And escapism is one of the things people, of course, like I said before, I believe at least, I said people want to have when they watch a movie, and having something that looks beautiful and colorful is one of the best ways to provide escapism. But if you're gonna have a world that looks ugly, it's gray, it looks pretty much like Britain, and not even just Britain in general, but like a really shady, or even as a British would say, dodgy area where you have a lot of gang members, let alone criminals for that matter, that's not gonna be something that's gonna inspire people, hence aka, in other words, kind of like a Tim Burton looking like type of work, okay? Like nobody wants to see that shit, okay, for the most part, okay? At least anyone who's not kind of off in the head. We want to see something that looks very colorful, looks very beautiful. It might not necessarily be tropical, but it has to look something that looks upbeat in some way, shape, or form. It has to look sunny, beautiful, and something that helps really interest people, okay? To be quite blunt honest, okay? That's honest truth, okay? You want something to look beautiful in any way, shape, or form, okay? So have something that looks, for the aesthetics, okay, that has good character designs. Try to make them look really cool in the best way possible, or something. I even have a video that discuss how to make good character designs and stuff. And also, of course, have a background that looks beautiful, okay? Something that is sunny as much as possible, and also, of course, has, if anything, as much as colors as conceivably possible. Whether it's a temperate climate or it's a tropical climate, desert climate, try as much color variety as possible to help really immerse people into the world as much as possible. So people, of course, no shit, actually enjoy watching them, okay? So that's one of the top 5 tips, okay? Because through doing that, it helps immerse people in the story, it helps people feel in a good mood, and just in general, to sum it up, it helps as a whole put people more in the world in a movie, okay? It makes it something interesting so people think, how would it be like actually in this world, okay? And that's what you want to do. You want people to feel like they're in it, okay? And that's one of the first tips, okay? Because the point is, for a movie, it's just not a fantasy, okay? And that's the truth. Now, the second way you can make, of course, a movie actually good and enjoyable to people, especially as a new filmmaker, is have a good music score. As this one is similar to the first one, it's about immersion, okay? When you have good music, it helps really help not just build up your energy level. It's like when you listen to a song that's really um, exciting, fast paced, whatever you like to say. You know, like you might be listening to some, like some club music or going to the gym, whatever, yada yada yada, whatever you say. But you will notice that when you listen to things that sound like that, it builds up your energy, which makes you feel in a better mood. Okay, to be honest with you, okay, that's keep it real. Whether you want to admit it or not, it definitely does something, and that's an example of power music. Okay, and when of course you watch a movie, having music that sounds exciting or whatever, the point is, due to the power of music, it will, of course, no shit, build up your energy, which will help you put you in a better mood. Okay, it'll help you feel emotionally better. You know, stay happy for all of you know, and not even just that, it helps with immersion. It helps put you in the world of the movie, okay, or it helps you really feel like you're in a movie. Instead of just feeling like something that you're just looking at and just staring at aimlessly, okay? It really helps put you in the world of the movie and feel really good, okay? So that's definitely something. If you want the movie to be good, you have to take into consideration as well. Does it have a good soundtrack, okay? Now the question, of course, is how do you make sure a soundtrack sounds good for the movie? Well, the thing is, there's different principles to it, but the main principle is, does the music fit with the situation, okay? Like, even as something like me, myself, with rap music, genre, the point of the matter is, I have to admit myself, I don't want to just watch a movie that just plays rap music 24/7 all the time. When you cover a movie, whether it's based on a type of theme, about history, whether it could be about the present world or even the future, you have to have a good soundtrack that captures the theme of it as much as possible, okay? And the truth of the matter is, you know, to sum things up as much as possible, when you are making a movie, you want to have music that captures the situation, you know, like the type of specific situation as much as possible, okay? Like if they're in this particular environment, you want music to sound like it's in that environment. Like if they're in the Middle East, you want to make music that sounds like the Middle East. Or if they're in a city, you want music that sounds like they're in a city like America, for example, like let's say New York City, okay? If they're in this other place, you want music to fit the situation based on what type of place it is. So that's how you create a good soundtrack. You have to capture the situation, not just the vibe of the actual place you're living in, you know, like the culture of it, like the style of the culture, but even what captures a specific mood. Is it a good situation, like a happy situation? Is it a scary situation? Is it a sad situation? You want to capture the situation as much as possible, okay? And that's a second thing, okay, for learning how to make a good movie for beginners, okay? Now the third one, of course, quite blunt and honest with you, of course, no shit, is have a good story action style, okay? Now this one is definitely a controversial one, so people out there, and I think by watching a movie that's very long, that's excessively long story, like the Godfather series or some other stuff, you know, that it constitutes as a good movie, and if you get bored, it just means you have poor taste. Yeah, aside from those pretentious people, the point is, when you make a movie, you have to have a good story and a good action sequence, okay? Because when you have a good story, you know, it helps really immerse you in the movie, and of course, action scenes are just entertaining to watch. So you have to have a balance between the two, okay? So the best way to do it is do something I refer to as a story edition. Every time you have a movie, okay, have at least 30 minutes where you cover the story, 30-ish minutes or something, whether 32 minutes, 33, 34, 37, whatever, 30-ish minutes, when you are actually having the story covered, which of course has to be followed up by an action. And once that action is done, followed up with another 30-ish minutes of the story part or something, and then it's followed by another action scene, something along the lines of that, okay? Because if you don't do that, then your movie is just going to be very boring to watch, whether it's too much story and it gets kind of boring, or too much action scenes, so it's like, I don't really enjoy the story. You know, it's not necessarily boring if there's too much action scenes, but it's still not as enjoyable as it could be because there's no real story, okay? It's like a Michael Bay movie, as I said before, numerous ones of my videos before. It's just crap, okay? So that's my third point. Now, the fourth point is have a plot that is not too complex. Okay, this one is definitely another big one. Have a plot that's actually easy for people to understand. Okay, don't have a plot that's just complex for no real fucking reason. Like there's nothing wrong with having a good complex plot, but like make it easy for people to understand what exactly you are actually fucking talking about. Okay, like if your plot is too hard to explain, then it probably is a sign that you're not as intelligent as you make yourself out to be. Okay, and that's another one that's definitely to be discussed. You can make a plot that's complex, but not complex for the sake of being complex, just to prove, oh, I'm so brilliant, I'm so smart, yada yada yada. And that is the truth. So anyway, this is part one of this video series. I'm gonna follow up with part two tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed my video series so far, and this is off to say. So I'll see you soon. And that is it. So simply put, I'm out. Bye.